ZMP. There is a man in through window, that's Keto, who's going to get that trade at least, but with two already back in CT, Xantares needs these, and little spin, back round. No one's checking for Doto. No one checked for this man, and Alu has pushed the issue out from CT, just chasing kills down. It's left to a 1v1. This is weird, and I don't like it. Xantares trying to return some normality, and there it is with the third. Big, they lock in the pistol somehow, some way, really on the back of just one man. That man being Xantares.
Ah, yeah. Heard of him. Pretty good.
And, you know, just to kind of stir the pot here.
Okay.
You guys ready?
Always a good start to...
So, I just had a gander, right? And I'm thinking about, like, the most impactful player that I've seen grace big in the server in a long time. Do you have any idea who I'm talking about?
Who?
I'm thinking Searson, but only because he has one negative event pretty much for the past year, if I can see this right.
Yeah, no, I could totally get behind that.
I think it too, actually. Yeah.
Well, you know, actually, I think if anything, it's more like the most impactful change that Big have ever had is bringing Searson in. Because, like, you know, he does sometimes have events where he falls off a bit and, like, just goes a bit quiet, or even games where the games are very important and he goes a bit quiet. I think Tabson's someone that's really, really consistent, and his impact, IGL in as well, can't be understated enough. But I do think in terms of, like, the most impactful moves that Big has ever undergone, it was probably bringing in Searson. These USPs get away with, frankly, way more than they ever should have. Big still get that round, but at what cost? That's what they're left to ask themselves. Moving into round number 3, where that full bite is going to be coming through for Ence. I do love Xantares in this team, though, right? It's someone who, you know, like, started casting around the time of, like, Space Soldiers and all that, like, really being on this come up and starting to look sick. It was always, like, Xantares was always one of these people who, in a lot of ways, almost had a storyline that would have been, like, parallel to someone where they get stuck, like, trying to bring up an entire region